Just check in. Hello, people. Long time. I hope everybody is good out there. I'm a bit late, so I'll be very quick. Going to breakfast. All the coaches today, and then I have to go to the beach side, eat some very good food. I'll have a burger challenge, maybe for you. And yeah, see ya. So here I am. I hope they have good food. It's gonna be good. Let's see.
Good food. People love food, man. People love food all over.
Wait until they eat.
Hey Martin.
How are you doing?
Good, and you?
Good to see you.
And I know some people have asked about the possibility of fees must fall and how it would impact these events. I've just spoken to Mr. Weingart about it as well now. We don't know. That's the bottom line. We just simply can't give you an answer right now. Even about an event like this here today, it could have been cancelled had things gotten out of hand yesterday, and even perhaps even this morning. The questions that you may have for us, we actually don't have the answers for at this stage. We're in a very, very precarious situation as far as higher education is concerned in this country on the whole. So, with that sort of sad note, which we're not used to speaking about, I think we move to something more positive. And here I want to introduce our first guest speaker, Mr. Edwin Weingart. Edwin, if you may, if you want, just step forward. You see he's beautifully adorned in his University of Western Cape jacket. We still weren't sure whether we were going to have a bus to take us to, I think it could have been Polokwane. And I got a call from the then, I think he was the MEC for Sport, Rod Solomons.
Correct.
And he said to me, your bus will be sponsored. And then there was another year where we had to do things which I don't think I can even speak about here now, to try and raise money to make it happen. In fact, one of the coaches, he's a keen gambler, said to me, give me some money, I'll go to Grand Western and gamble, so that, and hopefully I win, so that we can take the teams up to Port Elizabeth. But that was the nature of the game. There was no money available, and we had to make things happen from scratch. I also got to know Edwin as a man of many hats. Edwin was a squash guy, worked on the squash courts, if I'm not mistaken. But from there, Edwin has gone on to manage rugby, football, chess, boxing. I think currently he's also the president of boxing or chess. USA Chess as well. Edwin comes from a rugby background. Was once a referee, I think in SARU, under the SARU banner. Eventually also became a referee under the Unification banner. And now he occupies the position of sighting commissioner, match sighting commissioner. Let's go into relaxation. Your love for rugby, where did it all start?
Well, I grew up in Caledon. Caledon is where the first casino in the Western Cape was built. It wasn't Grand West. Everybody thinks it's Grand West. No, it is a casino in Caledon. Rugby was the cheapest sport, and the only sport I think at the time up country which was open to our community. And I was honored to play with people like Errol Tobias, who became the first black Springbok. I wasn't an excellent rugby player, but I ended up in the first team playing alongside him, number 8. If people sit around the fire and they talk about rugby, and I want to be big deal, I said, guys, I played with Errol Tobias. So they will immediately think, due to my length, I was an excellent rugby player, just mentioning Errol's name. Because I wasn't that brilliant rugby player, I thought I can contribute on another level. I became, on the early age, I became involved on admin basis. And they needed a referee for the second team, and I was very forward and said, I will officiate the match. And I was so popular in both teams' opinions and the spectators that I was nominated to do the semi-final and afterwards the final. Because the match was flowing. And to be honest, that was my methodology throughout my rugby refereeing career, to let the game flow, to be the 31st person on the field and not the number one.
Now, one of the reasons Deslin is here is because I somehow have been following her career, and this year Deslin had the honor of representing South Africa, not as part of our Olympic team, Deslin, but you went to Rio to do something completely different. You want to share that with us?
Being the senior doping control coordinator, I suppose
what we usually do is send doping control officers to go represent us at major events, major games, Commonwealth Games, and the Olympics as well, for me to go and be part of the coordinating of the tests at the Olympic Games.
Coming back to what you did this year at the Rio Olympic Games, so there you were now. Rio is a city, most of us here grew up thinking what a wonderful place. I think the older we've gotten now, some of you have realized it's actually not that a wonderful place. They're struggling with a lot of poverty there, etc., etc. But when you were told that you're going over to Rio, what was your first reaction?
My first reaction was glorified holiday in Rio, of course. It was quite the contrary. I worked all the time, worked between 13 and 15-hour shifts a day. There were 3 of us that coordinated the anti-doping program for all the athletes. So we needed to conduct out-of-competition testing as well as in-competition testing. So yeah, I'm going to Rio with the idea of getting to go and see Sugarloaf Mountain, going to see some carnival. It really wasn't. Rio is very, very similar to South Africa and very similar to Cape Town as well. If you thought that there's lots of poverty in Cape Town, the poverty in Rio is just as bad, if not worse. It's exactly the same. Coming from the airport, driving on the N2, you see all the favelas on the side, so it's like driving past the shacks on the N2, exactly the same. So you feel like you're at home. And then if you ever go down the Salt River Main Road and you look down Gympie Street, that's exactly what the favelas look like in Rio. Our offices were based right next to the medical tent or the medical center, and it was in the athletes' village. So coming from being a youngster, watching sport all the time, watching the Olympics, to just be in the Olympic village, walking next to the likes of Usain Bolt and Simone Biles, the gymnast from America, you're just in awe. Even though you're working in the industry, it's like you just can't believe that this athlete that you keep watching on TV is walking right next door to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand here for Desmond Parker. Thank you very much. And a small token of our appreciation for you. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
And audience, I hope that you've learnt, and I think the idea was also to entertain you this morning, and that you didn't feel you came here and wasted your time. You could have had this breakfast at home. But ultimately, it was our way of saying thank you. But I'm not going to have the final word. Is Martin here? I want to call on Martin quickly to have the final word. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Maybe before I start to end off today's session, to say a big thank you to Quinton. Quinton have organized all of this. I just think a warm hand for Quinton. There you go. And your team. It's obviously there's a team behind it.
Dat was een goed teken, hè? No teken, it's a video.
Ah,
You check my vlog.
So I said I was gonna do this challenge. I think I'm about to. So there are all these gargantuan burger consisting of 6. Ooh. So these people, they give you a nice milkshake and your leftovers. You get to eat it too. I love it. The challenge is coming soon. Minutes. I have to do it. I'm gonna do it. Je croyais que c'était plus gros que ça, franchement.
Man, c'est petit.
Ok. Il a dit quoi?
Je veux un tabasco.
Je mange que je mange pas.
Unfixable.
Hey guys, that was way too much, and I got told only after that I had to eat everything, which I can't. So I finished the burger though, but not the chip. But it tasted good. I loved it. So I'm not done eating, so I'll check you when I'm done. Yes. Summer is coming, people. It's gonna be serious.